Awesome. So again, we are here to talk about how to build a package. So this can be a wide variety of things. We're going to specifically focus on different things that you can do for lead management, but also maybe if you want to just get started with a discovery call to kind of collect some of that information beforehand without you having to repeat the steps over and over and just kind of keep everything together for you in one place to have people just fill it out for you before you even contact them again. So one thing I would like to know, if you have questions, there is a Q&A option on Zoom that we will be going over the Q&A at the very end. And so that will help us keep track of any questions that you have and make sure that we don't miss them. So Marcia and Akita will be in the chat as well. But if you would like your question answered live, we will put it in the Q&A section just so we can make sure that it's all kept together and kind of tidied up for us. So what we are going to cover are why would you use packages, how to use packages to streamline your design process, because it doesn't have to be at the beginning. It can be at any point throughout your kind of process. Hands-on expert demonstration to create packages by no other than myself. And then how to automate guidance to reducing laborious work of running your business and also best practices. So just kind of an example, just to kind of get you in the mindset. So let's say that we have Riley. She is the owner and principal designer of a small firm that they started about 5 years ago. Riley and their team work on full service projects from living spaces to kitchens. They pride themselves on providing excellent customer service, and they are looking for ways to streamline their process with new clients and help generate leads. So apparently we don't have a problem number one. We start with problem number two. Finding the streamline. We are all busy. We all know that, especially with the new year. Everybody's trying to refresh and restart things. And then come to spring, everybody wants to have that refreshed look already in their homes. Things are starting to pick back up after the holidays. So Riley wants to automate their process to reduce the amount of work running their business and the upfront legwork it takes for consultations. They want the benefits of streamlining that process, but finding the time isn't easy. So we're going to go through the steps to kind of streamline and automate. So first, you want to eliminate the upfront legwork. So anything that you can do to kind of just have a process, have everything ready together to just have one click or just have it all there and ready to go without you having to continuously reinvent the wheel every single time you get a lead or a client, which we already don't have time. So let's try and save you time. Next is understand your process and get organized. Understanding your process and getting organized is crucial to your business. Marcia and I, and I'm sure Ankita would say the same thing as well, cannot express how important this is. To know your process, even spending like 15 minutes a day or a week even, to help get you an outlined, written down process will help you out so much, because it'll also help you make sure that you don't miss things and just have that checklist already pre-made so you can just go. You don't have to stop and think about, okay, did I do a questionnaire? Did I ask them this? Did I do that? You can just have it all together. And then last is, of course, creating your initial package, which will help with all of these things. So now we are going to go into a demonstration on how to actually build these. A common question that we get is if some people can get some of the wording or like templates. We will provide this in the follow-up email. And again, this is being recorded. So if you have questions on that, we will be able to provide you with some of that. So first things first, I kind of want to show you just how a package looks to clients if they were to go to your studio, not necessarily your website, because you can embed these on your website, or you can take the link from here and create a button on your website. We recommend doing that way just because a lot of people are very, very peculiar about how it looks on your website. So if you find the package, or I'll show you the link here in just a moment whenever we are actually creating it, but you can copy this link and plug it in on your website to redirect them here. So if you were wanting to do shoppable rooms, or if you wanted to do a discovery call or things like that, you can just link it and they'll be able to come here and sign up. So just a few examples. So this is by Tana. So Tana by Design is a designer that has used Mydoma for many years. And so she has a lot of different examples. An easy way to provide leads something would be a free download, shoppable rooms with maybe using affiliate links. You can do just different little guides on how to measure your room, or choosing your paint color, or whatever you want to do. And then you can also, of course, do discovery calls and stuff like that. So this is what it will look like if you actually click on one of those specific packages, or if you direct them to the specific package, to where you can see different images that you have. And I will say that these were done in our visualizer. So you can present some of that work through there too. And then you have some wording here just to kind of give them a little bit of an idea of what they're getting themselves into. So if I come over to Tana's shoppable room, again, you can see kind of a little bit more information on what they are going to be doing, or what they are signing up for, really. So let's come back over to my studio, logged in as the designer, aka you. So you'll recognize this as your dashboard. If you are zoomed in or on a mobile device, it may look a little different. So I'm going to zoom in just temporarily, just so you can see. So you may have your menu on the left as 3 lines. And then depending on your screen size, you may need to scroll down to the bottom. Just depends on how far zoomed in or out you are, and also
Sorry,
your
Jackson,
screen
to
size.
interrupt, but your audio is coming. There's a delay and then there's a crackle. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing that.
I am,
Okay.
yes. A little bit.
Okay.
Comes and goes though.
But I'm going to try turning off my video to see if that makes any difference. Is that better at all?
For sure, yeah. We'll let you know if it goes bad again.
Okay, thank you. So just to back up a little bit, depending on your screen size, whether you're zoomed in or out, or you're on a mobile device, you may have the 3 lines at the top left. And then you may need to scroll down here in order to see your packages here. It'll be at the bottom. So I'm going to zoom back out. This is just personally where I like to have it on my screen size. And then on the left-hand side, again, you'll see packages. And even if you have it full screen like this, but you're on a smaller screen or you're zoomed in, again, there's still maybe a chance that you need to zoom out a little bit or scroll here to be able to find packages. If you are a team member on a studio, it may be a permission if you don't see this. So if I go to packages, I'm going to select to add a package at the top right. This is how I can get started. So of course you need to give the package a name. So let's do a discovery call. And then you need to create a category. So I already have some categories listed, but you may not. So in order to create a category, you'll just start to type out what you would like it, and then you can select the option to create here. So I know I already have a discovery call option, so I'm going to select that option and save. You will also notice that you have a template option. This is only if you have created a template before. This is helpful if you have like a shop room look where you want all the wording and everything to be the same, but maybe you just want to tweak what's in there. Or things like that. Basically, it duplicates a package that you've previously created and applies it to this new one to save you a bit more time. I'm going to go ahead and save this. So in here, you will see the package name. Keep in mind that if you change the package name, it will also change the package link. So if I publish this, because that is how I get a link, you'll see this here, and you'll see that it says discovery call, and it has the numbers, right? So if I say discovery call 123, example, you'll see that it adds it there. So keep that in mind if you ever come back and edit this, because if you have the package linked anywhere else in like a newsletter, email, or on your website, it will change the link and it would disconnect it. And even if you go back and correct it, it will still be different than the original one. So you just want to pay attention to that. I'm just going to check the chat since I see that it's pretty active.
It's your audio. I keep thinking it's improving and then it happens again.
Exactly, yeah. It's for some reason, as soon as I unmute myself, it seems to be better. So I'll try to keep myself unmuted. I don't know if it's connected or not, but
if y'all don't mind waiting 2 seconds just for me to try to get headphones and see if that does help. If not, Marsha, I may ask for you to help take over.
Definitely.
Marsha, there's a question. Can we create packages on Studio Designer? I believe the answer is no, correct? I don't think they have that.
Can you repeat the question out loud?
Sure, yes. If Studio Designer has capability to create packages, I do not think they have that.
No.
Yeah.
And again, this webinar is focusing on the Mydoma platform. So we're not really able to speak to too much about the Studio Designer side of things. Hi, Debbie. With the template, you would already have had created at least one package and saved it as a template, and then you can use that going forward to create additional packages. So what Paxton was saying is on a shop the room package where you have all your verbiage and everything set up and the instructions, you would, save a shop the room as a package. And then if you were to create, say, another shop the room package, then you would create it from the template that you had saved, because then your verbiage and everything would remain the same.
Marsha, can you say one more thing?
Hello, hello, hello.
It is not connecting to my headphones. I think it might be my internet, actually. So I apologize, everybody. Because even y'all were kind of breaking up on me.
Okay.
So, Marsha, if you don't mind, I am so sorry to kind of throw this on you.
Okay.
But do you want me to stop sharing my screen and you share yours, or do you want me to just continue and I can follow through?
It's probably better if I drive and talk, because it'll just make it easier for everyone. So just
I assume so as well.
Just let me get logged in here. We are so sorry, everyone.
I'll type out what I said about packages and changing the name just in case, since I seem to just be having issues. I'm in the process of moving, so I think that it's a little bit of that too.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So we are on a discovery call package here. So some of you were asking, oh goodness, okay. All right, we're all discombobulated. Holy. All right, so we are on a discovery call package. So one of you were asking about the template. So you actually have to create your initial package so you have something to save as a template. So when you go to packages, you know, some of the options we have are, you know, like the shop the room. You can create multiples of these, and the verbiage is pretty much going to be the same. So on any package, you can click on the 3 dots and save that as a template. So then when you go to add a package, you can select from that template. So here's like a shop the look, for example. So we would just duplicate that and then just make the necessary updates. So on a discovery call package, which is probably the first package that we will recommend that you set up because it will help you so much with your workflow. So a discovery call package, you think, how are you currently vetting prospects? How are they coming to you? Is it, you know, a contact form on your website? What happens when someone just, you know, sends you a message on a Facebook group or your Instagram account? Like, how are you getting them, having that first conversation with them? So for many of us, we have created this discovery call package, and this is linked to our websites, to our social media, and it's no more work for the client to enter their first name, last name, and email address to access the assets of the package than it is for them to complete a form on your website. So it's pretty much the same steps. The only thing is, when they sign up for the package through the store page, once they come in, you don't need to follow up and say, hey, book your appointment. Here's my calendar. You don't know how to email them to say, hey, can you complete this brief questionnaire so I can learn a little bit more about you before I jump on that call with you. They can do all that. So it's almost like they can self-serve themselves, and you are not having to chase them down. There is no admin work on your end. And it's a great feeling to get the email saying discovery call package has been purchased and a call has been booked. And then you get the email saying the questionnaire has been completed. And you just got to spend a few minutes, do your study up on them, and then jump on the call. And so the questionnaire, you can add in, it can be brief. It doesn't have to be lots of bells and whistles, because different at this stage, what are you looking for? You're looking to see what their project timeline is. You're looking to see what their scope is, and you're looking to see what the budget is, to see if that's going to align with how you and your firm like to work, and if you even have the capacity to take them on at this point. So that's what my questionnaire tends to be asking. And then the appointments, they can book their appointment. They can open up the appointments and they can see what your availability is. And so we have Calendly set up here as the appointment scheduler, and people will use Acuity. Some people will use Google Calendar if you have a paid Google Workspace account, and what have you. The nice thing with Calendly, and I'm just going to speak to that because that's what I'm familiar with, is you can have it linked to your Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar, whatever you're using for calendar. You can set up what your availability is for your discovery calls, but say, hey, on the 27th, I'm taking that morning off for a personal day. That would be nice. You can just block that out in your Google Calendar, and Calendly can read that. So you don't have to worry about a call getting booked on a time that you're not available. And so that's nice. And I love it because I don't have people asking me or texting me saying, hey, can you jump on a discovery call like Friday night or Saturday morning or what have you. They see your schedule. And so it just makes that onboarding potential of client much easier. When they sign up for a package, they actually come into your studio as a lead. So what's nice with that is maybe you do the discovery call, maybe the project is not the right fit for you right now, maybe you don't have the capacity, what have you, but you still have their contact information as a lead. So for those of you who do email marketing or what have you, you can still nurture that lead. You can still engage with them, and who knows, they might reach out to you in the future. So not all is lost. Now, after you have that discovery call, the next package that we tend to encourage you to set up to help with your workflow is your initial consultation. And so the initial consultation, of course, is the next step or is the kickoff to many designers starting a project. And that's however you like to work. So with me, after a discovery call, the next step is probably initial consult because I need to learn a little more. Maybe we need to do a site visit. Maybe we need to jump on Zoom. Again, however you work. But now I can just send them the link to this and they can sign up for the consult. And they've already signed up. They're already in your studio as a lead. So it's not extra work for them. But the nice thing, again, from an onboarding perspective is I'm not having to send a ton of emails to them. I'm not having to chase them down. Either they sign up for the consult or they don't. It's paid. If you do a paid consultation, you don't have to. But again, they can complete a more in-depth intake form to get them prepped. For me, I'm prepping them for that time with me, that 2 hours with me, what they can expect during that time, the conversation we're going to have. So that's what my questions are around. But again, they can book that appointment. They can see in my schedule what's available. And then if you do a client welcome email or client welcome packet or whatever in your workflow, you can add that there. And that's just an opportunity to share with them what the process is, expected timelines, milestones, how you work, sharing proof of work, testimonials, and et cetera, and what have you. So again, you are educating them, you are preparing them to work with you, you are selling yourself. And again, it's not taking a lot of admin work on your perspective. So that is 2 packages to help streamline that workflow. But let's talk about packages because Paxton mentioned about leads, and I had mentioned about a lead magnet as well. A lot of you may have a lead magnet on your website. Maybe I think a great idea to when someone inquires about a discovery call or books a discovery call is maybe sharing an investment guide or a renovation guide with them, because a lot of clients don't realize how far they can take their budget. So that's a great way for you to educate them, again, before you even have that conversation. You're kind of priming them. Let's look at it that way. You're priming them for what that conversation is going to look like. So you could do so I said an install guide or a renovation guide, investment guide. But you can do a ton of different leads and assets that you want to share as resources, for example, on your website. Packages can be a gift card. Think about what is currently trending right now in your area, maybe what is hot, and you can monetize that. The shop the room is great. Maybe you shared a project idea or shared photos of a project and you got a lot of attention for that. Generate a mood board. It doesn't have to be the exact thing. Of course not. That client paid you a lot of money. They invested in you to put that together for them. But you can definitely do a shop the room of similar items. Maybe you have a list of items that you are really crushing on right now for the upcoming spring, and you want to share those with them. Maybe you've just come back from, an interior design market trade show. What are you crushing on right now? Share that with them. So I think packages, if you can be anything you need them to be creative, because you think, what are you trying to do? You're trying to attract clients, you're trying to engage with them, then you need to nurture them, and then you need to delight them. And so packages is a way to do that, but they can also be add-ons. So I know a lot of designers right now are working off a conceptual type of package. And so they're putting the concept together and it's consisting of a mood board, a 2D floor plan, and they're not necessarily sourcing items, but they're definitely putting items on that board to communicate to the client stylistically the direction they could take that space. Then if the client just wants the concept, that's fine. The designer's done. But if they want to go further, then you could use a package as an add-on. So they could add on, maybe I want a 3D floor plan. Maybe I want you to do the procurement for me and put together the product list. So it's a way for you to get in the door with them, to work with them. And if you really, knock it out of the park and they're really impressed with you, it's a way for you then to add on to those services. And again, it just makes the whole payment process a lot easier for them as well. The way a shop the room package would work, of course, a lot of you or some of you will do affiliate marketing. So you could put together your shopping list. This one doesn't have one. Boo. excuse me, but you would put together your product list for them. So they would have access to that as soon as they signed up for the package. It's not like you'd have to go and give them permission to use it. The only thing with that, of course, you'd want to make sure your links are up to date and what have you, but you can also put a disclaimer, of course, you know, you can't guarantee stock, you can't guarantee pricing and inventory, so things will likely change from the time that you created your package. But you could also create a package that, you know, you are still responsible for the procurement, so you're still making money on that side of things as well. A lot of you work with builders, new construction. I hear often that, you know, builders ask, can you put together a fixture and finishes package? So this is a great way to do that here in the studio. You could put that together for them. How are we doing for questions?
There's actually one regarding investment and renovation guide. Do we have a template on that? I don't believe.
No, I don't think so. Do we?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so either. No.
Yeah, but you can Google that. You can Google that. It's something you can easily create and whip up in Canva, and what have you. But I feel it's a great thing to send out during that discovery call phase, just so they have an idea. So, you know, if you have someone coming in and they filled out the questionnaire and they're like, we want you to do our living room for $1,000 and we want it done next week. Okay, there's some red flags, and maybe we need to educate the client on that. And that was obviously a very exaggerated situation. I'm sure we don't get those. But again, it's just a way to educate them, and it's just a way to nurture them, you know, before you even jump on the phone with them. So I just find with the discovery call, and especially that initial consult, you're just coming across very organized. You're not overwhelmed because you're like, oh, I have a new client and I don't know what to do next. You have your process. And so those two packages help with that process and what have you. And I do feel it's very important on your packages. Let me just go back, that when you create them, that you're being very, this one doesn't have a lot, that you are being very informative, not just in the description, but in the post-purchase info too. Like I am walking my client through it. So when they put in their first name, last name, email address, they know what they're signing up for. They know what they're getting. I'm setting the expectation. But once they've signed up, they will get this post-purchase info. It will show up on the package once they sign in, but they will also get it in an email. So again, if they just sign up and they come back to it later, they know where they have to go and what they have to do to complete that process. So I'll often get like a discovery call package has been sold, but it might be a couple of hours later, it might even be the next day before I see that questionnaire completed and the call booked. You know, if anything, if more than 24 hours goes by, I will tend to send out an email and say, hey, thanks for signing up for your discovery call, and encourage you to go ahead and book your call and complete your questionnaire. But that hardly ever happens, hardly, but we'll always have one. So just be very careful and make sure you're communicating to them. Communication is key to walk them through what the steps are, what the expectations are, what you're going to be delivering, and what have you.
Marcia, if you wanted to go back to all packages.
Yes.
And then for shop the room, if you scroll down, it's the third row on the far left.
This
the
one?
shop, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that one. So that one, so what is a shoppable room? Here we've gone through what the steps are and then the post-purchase information. So we're walking them through. And then here is your products and services list. So suggesting obviously a paint color. And then we have the artwork. And so all the items are here for the client to see.
And it's also important to note that you can control what information is shown versus not shown here for clients.
Mm-hmm.
So you would do that by creating a view. If you have questions on that, that is a whole webinar in itself that we will be happy to send you if you need it. Just contact us, and again, we'll be happy to send that your way. But you can fine tune what you have. And then also with the files and media, you can attach a client welcome packet, or if you have a PDF download, like some people will have just quick explanations on how to measure their room and do before images or inspiration images
Or how to
stuff like that.
execute, or how to execute the design. Like in the shop the room, maybe you want to share tips on how to hang that artwork on the wall or how to style that coffee table that's in the space. So you can definitely share assets like that in the files and media as well with them. And that's just you providing an additional value add to them as well.
Yeah, and then so we do have a question here
Yep.
about the shoppable room. Can you explain how, or if possible, clients are able to purchase specific items from the shop the room packages?
So when you go into products and services, typically you would have a product URL that you would share with, that they would be able to click on. So they would click
Marsha,
on.
did you want to enter the view
Sorry.
and shopping list? It's okay.
So they would enter the view, and then from there they would be able to click on the product URL. So each item will have its own product URL. So here for the painting or the artwork, for example, they would click on that. I don't want to click on it because I don't know how old these URLs are. I don't know how current they are. So
That's all good. So I
fun.
do just want to make a note that these URLs are coming from the product catalog. And so
Okay.
you want to make sure that you're keeping those up to date, but typically, again, you would use like an affiliate link if you have partnership with a vendor to do that,
Yeah.
that you would put the affiliate link in the product catalog. That way it pulls over here and then you'll make money that way. It's not necessarily through Mydoma at that point. It's through the vendor that you're using and partnered with.
And I do know that there are some vendors out there that allow you to make a commission off the purchases, but the client can still purchase direct with them. So that's a great way to capitalize on those vendor relationships as well. Those that allow the client to place the order and pay, but you still get a little bit of a kickback. So that's a great way to foster those vendor relationships and make a little extra money on the side as well.
And somebody else also asked, how would you set this up if you're handling the procurement? So that would be in the project side of things once you're actually kind of doing that. I would still recommend creating an order in the studio, even if, depending on if you're ordering it or if they're ordering it, either way, but still create an order yourself. That way you can kind of track that and track the information.
Because once they sign up for the project or they pay for this package, this Shop the Look office package, if someone signed up and paid for that, it becomes a project. So from your perspective, then you could just reach out to the client, confirm what items that they want you to order, and then you would just proceed to order them. And just proceed from there. In that situation, you would probably, would you be invoicing them for them? Would that be included in the package? I would think not. I think that would be above and beyond. So you'd have to invoice them for the products and then proceed to order.
Okay, so I am going to go through the last couple slides real quick. We're going to hope and pray that my audio behaves. So let's do the entire screen again. I don't have very much left, but I just want to make sure that we get everything that we promised. And again, we'll send you resources through the recording email. I'll probably cut out the part where I was having audio issues, but just step one is that you can share your calendar, whether you're using Acuity, Google Workspace, if you have like a paid subscription with them, Calendly, stuff like that, where you embed it. And you can kind of streamline that so they can book it here. They don't have to go other places, or you don't have to remember to send them the link. This QR code right here is just to the help guide on how to embed and a little bit more about the appointments tab in general. Give it just a second, just in case people are scanning. And next is that the client questionnaire. So you can use things such as Google Forms, Jot Forms, Typeforms. And again, this would be embedded in here to where the clients can fill this out. And then you can mark it as complete once they have done this. But this is just, again, to ask clients to complete a brief questionnaire so you can learn about them before a consultation, or to learn more about why they chose that shoppable room, or like an experience survey, different kinds of things that you want to do in that questionnaire you can do. And then elevated client experience. So this is a fabulous client experience is essential to the success of your business. They are the whole reason that we're all here, right? So start by automating your process. One central place for your client to log in and book their appointments, complete their questionnaire, approve your terms and conditions, and welcome them to the studio via your welcome video is wonderful. Just because you have everything all together for them. They don't have to go and look around for different things or try to hunt down the email where you sent something. So this improved client onboarding gives your clients peace of mind, knowing all of their project details are easily accessible. So again, automation timeline, how long does it take? The short answer is about a couple hours, but if you are continuing to use them, you'll continuously update them as you go and as you learn and as you find different things that maybe you want to add or remove until you've kind of perfected it. So you'll want to create your questionnaire. Again, common platforms are Jotform, Google Form, SurveyMonkey, or Typeform. You want to create a schedule for your consultation appointments or discovery call appointments. Keeping in mind, you typically don't want to be always available. You want to make sure that you have set times for those. That way you can prepare for that best. So you'll create a schedule, again, using Calendly, Acuity, Google Calendar, Google Workspace. And then again, create the client welcome package to gather examples of work, what comes next, client testimonials, etc. Just different things that you can show that you have a plan and they know what to expect. Streamlining your initial client and lead process helps you facilitate new business passively while providing clarity for your team and your clients. Keeping in mind, you will still want and need some marketing to this, so it's not completely passive. Nothing is ever fully passive, but you do have a lot less reinventing the wheel each and every time. So you'll want to get organized, create an initial package, and then publish your package and save time. So to get organized, gather all of your information, your client welcome packet, get your process fine-tuned, create the initial package, put all of your information there that you share with the clients in one convenient place. And then once you've published it, clients can now sign up, book their appointment, complete everything, and see their welcome packet without you lifting another finger.